Hey all, welcome back to Courtney's Kitchen. Thanks for joining me here today. Today I'm with my mom, Sherri.
Hi.
So we're actually in Sherri's kitchen. And today we are actually making my grandmother's waffles, written on her own little handwriting. This is like a homemade waffle recipe. I will put the recipe here on here and in the caption as well. But today we are using 2.5 cups of enriched flour, 4 teaspoons of baking powder, 3/4 teaspoon salt, 1.5 tablespoons sugar, 2 eggs beaten, 2.25 cups milk, and 3/4 cup melted shortening or salad oil, and a couple drops of vanilla extract. I feel like that's like the secret ingredient. So today we're gonna chat a little bit about our childhood and kind of, as you get older and you get more burnt out and life happens, you kind of forget about those childhood moments, and making these waffles for me was something we used to do when we were kids on the weekend, and was just a really fun way to get back into this. And so the last couple of years, we've been up here for Christmas on like Christmas morning or like the day after Thanksgiving. We would always make these type of waffles. And so it's just a fun family tradition, and I think a great way to kind of bring out your inner child.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
All right, so let's begin here. So we actually have to sift all the dry ingredients. I have not done this in a long time. So bear with me here. I think we start with the flour. And is this right, Mom? We're throwing this in here and then we I might have you pour as I
can do it.
Sift
I
through
can help,
as well.
Yes. It's just sifting, which is odd, but it really makes a big difference on the pancake mix or the waffle mix, the sifting, which is odd. But
I feel like it does. Does it make it like fluffier? Or
it does.
I feel like it does. All right.
It does.
So we'll throw this in here. So we're pretty much doing all of the dry ingredients in here. So Mom, what are some of your favorite childhood memories or things that...
pouring in?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Childhood memories. My mom wasn't a huge cook, so we didn't do that, even though it's my mom's recipe.
Yes, she has a few really great recipes.
She's got some great recipes, but she didn't cook a ton. But as a child, we did lots of sports. We loved to go boating, and we loved music. We would always have music playing, and it just sort of relaxes you and gets to enjoy the day.
I think too, when it comes down to it, it's like, you guys love to go up north. They're snowbirds, and so they love to go up north and to go boating. And so I feel like it kind of brings back those childhood things, being on the boat, listening to music. There's just something so amazing of like the wind going through your hair on a beautiful sunny day.
Oh yeah.
It's just,
I love it.
So
There's
nice.
nothing better.
And it kind of brings back those like childhood memories, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
we love it. We loved doing lots of sports, and I'm
gonna go ahead.
Keep moving
Break those
along
in there.
Here.
Yeah.
Loved doing lots of sports, and we would always go boating. And the winter we went snowmobiling, and
you guys were very active. I mean, so were we as a kid, but you guys were very, very active. That's really cool.
Where do you hold that?
Yeah, of course. But I think there's, something so important about really slowing down and making a family recipe and spending time with family, especially, around the holidays, but really any time of year. It's so important to kind of keep that connection close and, make the things that our ancestors made. So I'm so glad we're making this.
We have lots of great recipes from both families, my
We do.
family and Dad's family. So it's really nice.
Yes. Okay. So we have just beaten the 2 eggs. So now it says combine the eggs, the milk, and shortening. So we will throw the eggs in here. You can throw the other 2, and then we got to get something to mix these in here. Perfect. So really, this recipe is not super complicated, but I feel like it is so great. And honestly, I didn't know for years that we added vanilla extract in it.
Oh yeah, that was our little routine.
Little add-in. Okay, so this is where I was joking in my previous one, my banana bread. They didn't have this one in the market, but I absolutely love. It's like a Madagascar vanilla bean.
It's the best.
Oh, it's so good.
It
Honestly,
so
like
good.
there's
really makes it a lot better. A little bit more
some
taste.
things that like aren't worth the splurge on. This, I think, 100% when you're baking and cooking for sure. But yes, okay. So this is a little lumpy right now. Do we do this until all the lumps are gone, or like
just do it a little bit more? It'll go away, and then it's got to sit for a few minutes before you would put it in the waffle
Waffle maker?
iron.
Is
And
that to help it like raise up a little bit?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. There you go.
You know, it's so easy you think to like, oh, just pull out a box mix, but you don't think about it. Like this takes 5 minutes to create this, maybe a couple minutes for it to raise here. But yeah, you throw a little bit in, measure with your heart.
That's right.
And yeah, kind of put this all in here. I love it.
Me too. It's very simple.
Yeah.
And do some bacon with it. We like
Yes. Yeah, what other
we
things
like
do you
do
normally make?
syrup, obviously butter and syrup on the
Yes.
waffles, but
Or you
some
can do
fresh
like
fruit,
powdered sugar too with some fresh fruit. Oh,
fresh
so
fruit,
good.
and even whipped cream you could do.
Yeah.
It'll make it.
I haven't done that in a
That
while.
would be Kim.
Yeah, our sister
sister.
is like, loves sugar.
She does.
Yeah, she always is like, can I get some powdered sugar?
That's right.
But yeah, no, I'm excited that we're making this. Okay, so we are gonna get the waffle maker going here, and then once that is all toasty, we will start making some waffles and check back in. See you in a second.
Thanks.
All right, we're back. The waffle maker is nice and toasty. We're ready to put this in here. As you can see here, the batter is not lumpy. It has thickened up a bunch.
Nice and thick.
Yes, which is, I feel like,
Perfect
just the
for
best.
batter.
Yep, and then this recipe, I think you were saying, makes a lot. Like this is like
For a family.
Yes, for a family over. I do have it, and I will share with you guys what if you want to cut this in half, so that's gonna be a little bit easier.
For 2,
for
3 people, but
Yeah.
The whole recipe makes a lot. So
Yes.
you want to, 4, 5, 6 people.
I wonder why I
possibly.
made this. Maybe I'll bring some home.
Yeah, yes, you will.
But yes, okay. So when we put this in our waffle maker takes 1.25 cups of this paste before we get it cooking here.
Yep.
So should we get that put in here?
And then we'll talk about what we want to put on it afterwards.
Yes, all of our favorite things.
Alright.
I'll have you kind of put that in here. Pop the recipe
We
off
don't
to the
have to
side.
put any oil in here because it has a little bit of oil in the recipe. So it doesn't usually stick. So we're going to go for it.
Love that.
You always pour it right in the middle. And here's a fourth.
She's lefty, I'm a
I'm
righty.
a
so-
lefty. In the middle. Spread it around a little bit.
Again, this waffle maker is huge, so
It is
obviously use what you need for your waffle maker.
And then you just close it. It usually takes up to like 5-6 minutes before it's done.
Oh.
I have a green light that'll pop on
Oh,
when
nice.
it's done. And
It's actually a
we'll
long
see from
time,
there.
but I guess for 4 of them, that kind of makes sense.
It does. It says it could take up to 8 minutes, the instructions.
Oh my gosh, okay.
Which is sort of cool.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about some of our fun favorite things to put on waffles. I know we talked about powdered sugar, my sister loves.
Oh, yeah.
We also love a bunch of fruit,
Berries.
like blueberries,
Not a ton
my fave.
right there, but I like raspberries, strawberries, blueberries.
Yep. And then I think another go-to for us is pure maple syrup. Like the OG, the real stuff, not Aunt Jemima's or whatever from the store, obviously. To each your own if you have diabetes or different things, like totally get it. But we always love this with real maple syrup.
Absolutely.
And then,
And you don't have to fill every little hole with syrup like some people would do when they were small.
yeah, we had some of our nieces and nephews over, and they were like, we want every single one filled with syrup. And we were laughing. We're like, oh my God, that's so much. But I get it. Kids on their own thing.
A little bit of butter.
Oh, yes.
I like butter with the maple syrup,
syrup.
just a little bit, sort of nice.
Yeah.
Gives
I
a
love
little
that.
bit more flavor.
And then for me, like OG, Ready Whip, like the best. Even as kids, we would always, like, you guys would go and like,
Of course.
the best, like the best. And I always laugh because, oh my gosh, hold on. So, you know how we always talk about on social media, like the cheese tax we pay to our dogs?
Mm-hmm.
I put this on my finger, and Oliver, my dog, is like,
Oliver.
oh my gosh.
You
He
gotta
gets,
try
says,
it.
Ollie, do you want some
Ollie,
hungries?
come
Come here. So I just normally throw this on my finger.
Come here, big boy.
You want some? And he is obsessed. Wow, good job, Mom. He's a little heavy boy. Look, and he loves. Like, it's like,
Gets it all over his nose.
yeah. So we call it like the little whipped cream tax, not just the cheese tax.
Oliver loves it.
Yeah.
Do you squirt it in his mouth
Heck
too?
no, just
Heck
on my
no.
finger. He doesn't understand that.
He's a lot of
I'm
fun.
pretty sure Nathan has though. Like he's been up above him, like squirting it down at times. Normally we give him like a fat-free one or whatever we normally keep at home, but
Oh, I forgot.
love the ready whip.
Free, didn't
Oh, who cares? I mean, I feel like we're making yummy
More
waffles.
fat.
So
I'm just staying over here to watch the time when it comes up.
yes, I know. So Mom, is there any other really fun things that you remember doing as a kid that you miss or you want to kind of go back into, or things that kind of bring that up?
It's always great to be a little kid, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to have rules. I mean, your parents give you rules, but you know, you can go off and do your own thing, and you know, a lot of fun memories of just sneaking into the pantry and getting your own little food or snacks or whatever. Or, you know, going off on your own and you know, exploring and.
Yeah, I feel like you know the day and age I grew up in that you grew up, there wasn't as much technology. So we really did spend a lot of time exploring the nearby woods or walking around and meeting up with kids down the street, knocking on their doors, which is kind of like a lost art now. And I feel like that was
That's
always
what we
so
did.
much fun.
We were kicked out of the house, you come back for lunch, and then you go find your friends, and we had a playground that was a half a block away from us, and we would all go up there and we'd play sports and
how fun.
you know, just, you know, kids
Go
stuff.
off and enjoy.
Kids stuff.
And that's definitely been kind of removed, I think, nowadays, especially with different things. But I think I've been seeing this trend, which I think is hilarious and very true, of like your parents' generation really didn't raise the kids when they were young. They just had them go outside and do stuff. And everyone's wondering, like, why are these moms nowadays like so overwhelmed? And it's like, because they never leave the kids alone. Like, you never have space for yourself.
Yeah,
you
have
never
to
them
call
all
and
in.
make a play date, and you know, for the kids, and you know, what time are you going to be here, and what time are they coming to pick them up?
And people's food allergies, and just there's just so much more now, which is not a bad thing. It's just different. Like, I think one of the things I picked up more recently was I was trying to rebuild my evening routine before I go to bed, and one of the things I picked up was coloring at night. And I feel like I wasn't really huge into coloring as much as a kid. And I'm definitely not a perfectionist. And we always joke, like my sister is a graphic designer, so she's like the artsy, creative one. And I was kind of more like the business one. You know, how things kind of like shifted. It's quite funny. Like now I'm into playing bowls and she's a little Miss Corporate girly. And so I've really been kind of leaning into those more creative outlets, like coloring, you know, I don't know, dancing, listening to jazz music, like just kind of exploring different ways.
Because I'm left-handed and I'm very artsy, and I used to color. And my parents, our rule was in our house, when we woke up in the morning, we were not allowed to leave the bedroom until 8:00 a.m. So we could do whatever we needed to do in our bedroom. Yeah. And so we would get up and we'd color and we'd just hang out. I had a sister who was in the same room as me, so we shared, you know, a room and stuff. But yeah, we had a whatever, just stay quiet, stay in your bedroom. I thought that was sort of a good rule.
That is.
You know, that 8:00 in the morning, you know, so it lets the parents sleep in a little bit. Yeah. But coloring was one of my favorite, and I used to take, I don't know, piece of art or something, and then I would trace it on my own paper and stuff.
Oh, that's
and I
cool.
would not trace it, but I would draw it just like it. So I love doing stuff like that. So
that's so fun.
I love music and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Too.
So I'm turning to my mom. I love it.
There you go.
Are those ready yet?
Yes, they
are. It was making some
They're
noises
ready.
here.
I hear it.
All right.
Oh,
ooh, look at this.
Waffles. There you go. Now they should come out real nice and simple. Excuse my fingers.
Woohoo! So again, looks kind of like this. You kind of see here. We love this. And this is where we kind of sprinkle on all of our favorite toppings. So thank you guys so much for joining us here today. And welcome back to Courtney's kitchen. Well, really Sherri's kitchen.
My kitchen.
We'll probably be doing some more of these.
Yeah.
And I will catch you guys in the cozy corner here soon. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye.
Bye.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Cozy Corner. Thanks for joining me here today. I had so much fun in my mom's kitchen this morning and really kind of making some of my favorite waffles. Thanks for joining us. And I just want to kind of follow up on, you know, bringing out your inner child. I think it is so important to have really fun things to do that really bring out that inner child. And that's really what I focus on here at Centered by Courtney. For my sound healing is creating sound baths that bring out your inner child and help you with burnout, because I think we take life so seriously, and life is already serious enough. And by bringing in that little piece of fun, if that's coloring, if that's going for a bike ride, or, getting out in nature and playing, like, there is such a big piece that we miss that as we grow up, and kind of bringing that in and bringing that back into your life. And I think we kind of all go through those phases of, like, as a kid, you love to play, and then it's no longer cool. And, as you get older, you kind of look back like, oh man, I wish I could do that again. Like, that would be so fun. And, you can, it just, maybe you do it in a little bit of a different way. And so I want to have you guys think a little bit this week of, what are those things I loved doing as a kid? My mom and I were chatting later, and it was really cool. They're snowbirds, and she ended up coming back. So I guess she did like some pottery classes, and she ended up making this like really cool light up, what was like a little ghost. So cute. And we were talking about this, and I was like, oh, I found this really cute coffee shop around here. It's like a pottery and a coffee shop. She's like, let's go do pottery. And so we ended up planning a little something to do that. And I feel like, bringing out those things that you love to do when you're younger is so fun. And really getting hands-on, I think a lot of times, especially as women, we tend to overthink things. I definitely have been guilty of that as well. And really, working with your hands, doing something physically, I think is so great to get out of your head and get more into your body. And so, going into crafting, doing coloring, going for a walk, and really having those close girlfriends to be able to do stuff with is, I think, so important. And, I see people that have 15 best friends, and I'm always like, oh my gosh, that's a lot. That's amazing. But it's okay, as you get older, to have 1, 2, 3 good girlfriends that you connect with and do things with. And I think it's so important to have people in your life to do meaningful things, have meaningful conversations. And I think, as you get older, it can be a little challenging, either finding new friends or letting go of ones that just aren't in the same place. And I think that's, a whole other topic, which I can dive into at another time. But yeah, like, work on thinking about what your inner child would like, or like what you used to do for fun as a kid. Were you artsy? Were you creative? Like, maybe you used to like paint, and like maybe now you just want to paint your nails like fun. Or, what kind of like little crafts are you interested in getting into? And so, yeah, take a page out of our book and try something new. I want to hear, what you try, what you go about doing, and what it feels like when you do it, because I really feel like it brings up so many fun emotions and allows you just to be a more lighthearted, playful version of yourself. And it really kind of like helps heal your inner child. So if you're looking for a fun way to start off on that, you definitely check out my sound baths. I have a lot of fun theme ones right now around Christmas time, waking up Christmas morning, falling asleep Christmas Eve, like just all the things in the feels. But yeah, I would love to hear what you do to help you bring out your inner child and how it's helped you. So thank you for joining me here in the Cozy Corner, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.